Hello everybody, thanks for joining Walrus News Now. Mexico hunkers down for Patricia, the most dangerous storm in history. We're going to play CNN's video about it first.
The strongest hurricane ever recorded, and now this potentially catastrophic storm is just hours away from making landfall in Mexico. Officials are evacuating more than 50,000 people ahead of Hurricane Patricia. Forecasters like Chad predict the storm will bring heavy rain, destructive waves, and landslides. So let's head to Chad Myers. He's here to tell us more. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Carol. If you can think of the name, Camille, Andrew, Katrina, Rita, Wilma, this storm is stronger than every single one. The pressure is lower, the wind speed is higher, 200 miles per hour. And I guess the good news is in the story that you just read is that they're evacuating 50,000 people. They're not trying to evacuate 3 million people because 3 million people don't live there. This is a sparsely populated area, but Manzanillo, Mexico is right in the way. This town is going to look like base St. Louis after Katrina went in. We're going to see a 30-foot storm surge coming right into that bay. And that water is going to go up the hill, and all of a sudden it's going to rain 18 inches, maybe 20 inches in the mountains. And all that water is going to rush right back down into the same place that just had the saltwater flood. The salt water goes away, and then the freshwater flood comes in. It comes in probably in 8 to 10 hours. This is, well, up here, Puerto Vallarta right there, Acapulco way down here. So in between those two resort towns, but Puerto Vallarta is still going to get hit, probably 75 miles per hour with the wind speeds there, kind of pushing offshore. It's this side. It's the right-hand side. It's the side for Katrina. That was Bay St. Louis. That was Biloxi. That was Gulfport. That's where all that water, all that storm surge is going to put right on shore and push all that water right into all of those cities, all of those smaller cities. That's why the evacuation of 50,000 people is so very important. You need to get them away from the water, get them away from the ocean, because that ocean is going to come roaring on shore, and then there'll be waves on top of that storm surge. Like we're going to lose buildings in the storm surge, and we hope just to get those people out of the way, the buildings can be replaced. Eventually, we get some of this water into North America, into the United States, across Mexico, and maybe even some rainfall for parts of Texas, Louisiana, and the Gulf Coast, but not in this form, not a 200-mile-per-hour storm. It will be gone by then. The wind will be gone, but the moisture and the rainfall could still be heavy, even in the U.S.
Patricia, the strongest hurricane ever recorded, barreled closer and closer Friday to Mexico's Pacific coast, where residents have been told to brace for 200 miles per hour, sustained winds and torrential rains. The excessive wind speeds, according to the head of the Mexican agency that includes its National Weather Service, makes Patricia the most dangerous storm in history. By that, CONAGUA Director Robert Ramirez de la Pere meant any cycle ever mentioned, not just in and around Mexico, but anywhere in the world. Ramirez de la Pere predicted Hurricane Patricia will make landfall somewhere on the coast of Jalisco State, which includes the tourist hotspot of Puerto Vallarta and close to Manzanillo and Camala, between 5 and 6 p.m. Central Time and 6 and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But its impact should be felt much sooner, with 100 kph or 60 mile/hour winds lashing the region in the early afternoon. While strength could fluctuate, Patricia is expected to remain extremely dangerous Category 5 hurricane through landfall, the U.S. National Weather Service said at 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Time advisory. Already, Patricia is the strongest hurricane on record in the National Hurricane Center's area of responsibility, which includes the Atlantic and eastern North Pacific basins, according to Friday morning forecast discussion. The closest contender at this point might be Hurricane Camille, which battered the U.S. Gulf Coast in 1969. Patricia looks more to be powerful. Okay, let me restart that again. Patricia looks to be more powerful than that storm, as well as stronger than Hurricane Andrew in 1992 and Hurricane Katrina in 2005 and many other storms. It already surpassed them in one way: its central pressure rating, the weight of the air above a system, which is a key measure of any storm strength. The midday Friday central press recording is 879 millibars. The barometric pressure equivalent is 25.96 inches, is the lowest for any tropical cyclone globally for 30 years, according to the Met Office, Britain's weather service. Patricia intensity is comparable to Typhoon Haiyan, which hit the Philippines in 2013. The World Meteorological Organization tweeted more than 6,000 people died in Haiyan due largely to enormous storm surges that rushed through the coastal areas. Haiyan had 195-mile winds, sustained winds when it hit, made landfall. The typhoon tip was 190 miles per hour, slightly lower pressure reading 870 millibars in 1979. Patricia is currently compatible with Haiyan. This is their tweet. Whether or not Patricia measures up to Asian typhoons when slammed with Mexico, CNN meteorologist Meyer says this is the only hurricane that has ever been that powerful, which it can cause life-threatening floods and surf. There is a hurricane warning issued in the vicinity of the storm. Here's a tweet from Scott Pelley. Hurricane Patricia looks menacing from space station. Stay safe below. There's the image of the hurricane. Wow, that's crazy. In addition to powerful winds, concerns about dangerous storm surge. Mexican authorities take preventive measures. And here's another image from space. Mexican Civil Protection Agency tweeted over 1,700 aid shelters have been set up, that a 50,000 strong force has been mobilized in Jalisco, Colima, and Naruga alone. 4,000 Mexican Navy officers have been dispatched to the area. Here's an image preparing for the hurricane. Onita contributes to storm train. One thing that's alarming about Patricia's rapid rise in intensity, it's rated as a tropical storm early Thursday, but 24 hours later has become a Category 5 hurricane. So stay safe if you're in Mexico or you're close to this horrific hurricane. Thanks for joining Walrus News Now. Have a lovely day.